Episode 148. Not only was Yun Xiao now under the effects of the Shining Runes, but 7 ice attribute Shining Runes were already orbiting his body, all gathered during his journey here. He generated all 7 from the minor mobs along the way, which was the maximum number possible. Each one lasts for 30 seconds. Seeing the situation, Xiao Yun had already made up his mind. He ignored Qiao Yifan's moonlight and focused on controlling his Cloud Piercer. He charged straight for Lord Grimm. He opened with Dragon Tooth. It's a fast, long-range attack that can stun the target, making it a favorite opening move for battle mages. Xiao Yun used this very move, dashing in close to strike at Lord Grimm. Zhenmo Xiao, also wielding a battle spear, sidestepped the incoming cloud, piercing Dragon's Tooth thrust. He countered with a Dragon Tooth of his own. Yang Xiao dodged, then raised his spear for a Sky Strike. Zhenmo Xiao dodged as well, raising his spear for an identical Sky Strike. Yang Xiao dodged again, twisting to thrust with his staff, aiming to snag him with a circle swing. Yet Lord Grimm dodged it the same way, and his counterattack was also a circle swing. Damn it! Xiao Yun was getting annoyed, feeling like he was being toyed with. He cursed the fact that he was stuck with a mere level 26 account, its skills sorely lacking. He felt completely hamstrung. He immediately tapped into a burst of hand speed to pull off a maneuver. In the game, Yang Xiao dodged the sweeping staff with a backward leap, then thrust his spear twice in rapid succession. He sent them over one by one. This move was both an attack and a dodge. Even if Lord Grimm copied it, it would pose no threat, because he had already leapt away from Lord Grimm, dodging his double stab. But he also couldn't use double stab to threaten him in return. And sure enough, Lord Grimm mimicked him, leaping back to dodge the double stab. Xiao Yun was inwardly sneering, thinking this guy was a total idiot, when a flash of cold light sliced through the air. It wasn't the 2 straight thrusts of a double stab, but the sweeping arc of a draw sword slash. The range of the draw sword slash isn't just the length of the blade, it includes the sword energy unleashed by the swing. Its attack range and distance are both greater than double stab. A target just out of reach for the double stab was caught by the sweep of this upward slash. Damn it, Xiao Yun cursed out loud this time. The sudden draw slash came while he was still mid-air, back jumping. His Xiao Yun wasn't an assassin class, lacking a mid-air double jump. There was no way he could dodge this. Not only was he hit, immediately drew everyone's attention. Liu Fei, that talkative woman, called out immediately from over here, first thing in the morning.
Whoa, Xiao Yun, you're here too!
They had all seen Qiao Yifan's screen, but even Qiao Yifan himself didn't know Xiao Yun had arrived. He was being swarmed by 4 opponents, his movements frantic, his view a chaotic mess. He was in no position to monitor his surroundings. As everyone turned to look, they saw Ying Xiao being sent flying by a draw sword slash. His face dark with fury, Xiao Yun hit the ground and rolled, instantly surging forward again. Dragon Tooth! Sky Strike! Consecutive Thrust! Falling Flower Palm! Circle Swing! A level 26 battle mage really only had these skills at their disposal, plus some ordinary attack orbs. Yin Xiao had actually brought 7 of them over. But you can't just fire a ballista at will. You have to trigger the ballista launch the instant your attack connects. Only then would the Brilliance Orb automatically fly toward its target. But now, no matter how Yun Xiao struck, he couldn't land a hit on Lord Grimm. In the blink of an eye, 30 seconds had passed. The 7 orbs trailing behind him had vanished without a trace. Xiao Yun's face was so grim, it was as if he'd generated an ice chaser. This account's level is too low. Xiao Yun grumbled, while frantically hammering away at his keyboard and mouse. Xiao Yun's impatience finally left him open, a sudden lapse in his guard. A Dragon Tooth strike from Lord Grimm landed squarely, and Xiao Yun cursed inwardly. His cloud soaring character was already locked in a stiffening state. Lord Grimm followed up with a swift Sky Strike, launching Cloud Soar into the air. Xiao Yun hurriedly adjusted his camera view. Unlike NPCs, who are helpless once launched into the air, players, they had no means of escape. But a player can still act while airborne. With the right move, even a basic attack could break the fall. But no matter what, once you're launched into the air, you're already at a disadvantage. Even if you try to break free, the difficulty of the maneuver skyrockets. But for a pro player, these are all mandatory drills they've reinforced, because no one can guarantee they won't get juggled in a PK. That's why you have to practice your countermeasures. For when you're launched into the air, Xiao Yun's fundamentals are solid, maintaining a steady view even while airborne. But he couldn't find Zheng Moxiao anywhere. Xiao Yun was taken aback. There was a way to break free from a float state, and of course, there are ways to effectively utilize the float state itself. You can act while airborne, but your options are severely limited. Take turning your view, for example. The angles are limited. If you want a 720-degree aerial spin for the perfect view, you'd have to twist your body like a spinning top. Someone else would have to spin you around for that. Yang Xiao swiveled his view, but Lord Grimm was still nowhere to be seen. He realized instantly that Lord Grimm had slipped into a blind spot in his aerial view. Lord Grimm was right beside him, just outside his field of view. Only with deep experience and razor-sharp judgment could one pull this off. To counter it, you'd need equally rich experience and sharp judgment. Xiao Yun's confidence instantly wavered. Where are the blind spots in his aerial view? Suddenly, he couldn't even count them all. Unable to judge, he could only take a wild guess and strike at a random spot. He prayed in his heart that the attack would miss. Xiao Yun's prayers were in vain. An attack struck him a moment later. He didn't even know what skill had hit him, as his opponent still hadn't shown themselves. His opponent was still in his blind spot. Xiao Yun spun and spun, the view spinning until he was almost sick. All he saw was blue sky and open ground, nothing more. Was catching a single glimpse of the dark red, life-draining cloak billowing behind Lord Grimm. But when Xiao Yun launched his attack toward the direction he'd judged, he always missed. At that moment, Zhao Yingji finally arrived, ready to charge in and rescue his friend. What he saw next left him utterly stunned. Yan Xiao tumbled through the air. It truly seemed as if he was about to soar into the clouds. Zhao Yingji could see the struggle in Yan Xiao's movements. He could also clearly see Lord Grimm's dazzling footwork. He knew exactly what these maneuvers were meant to achieve. In Glory, this kind of footwork even has a specific name: shadow step. You know your opponent is right beside you, but you can never lay eyes on them. The shadow step technique aims for precisely this effect. But for a true master, they can't see your position, but they can use their experience and judgment to deduce it. Once you break the aerial combo, the shadow step technique loses its effect. This was a contest of experience and judgment, and Yung Xiao, now airborne from the blow, was utterly helpless. The gap in experience and judgment between the two was now glaringly obvious. Zhao Yingji couldn't help but sneak a glance at Xiao Yun. He saw Xiao Yun, eyes blazing with fury, frantically slamming his mouse and keyboard.